dear football freaks, and very welcome to the 10th episode of Talking K-Town, the podcast where we talk about K-Town. And because talking to myself would be very boring, and as always, I'm so extremely happy that my dear friend Steven is with me. Steven, how are you, brother?
I'm doing all right. How are you doing?
So far, so good.
Can't complain. The weather here is really nice. It's been in Celsius, the mid-20s all week.
Yep.
So really nice and warm. A lot of sun. We really needed that. Coming up on another holiday weekend, so I will have next Monday off and
that's awesome.
Get out and do some barbecuing. And it's Memorial Day. Yeah, Memorial Day. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. We call it Pfingsten over here, so it's not the Memorial Day. We have a special occasion, but strangely it's the same day, so that's cool.
Yeah.
So that is the only
much
thing
needed. Work has been so crazy. I just need like a nice 4-day weekend to really get out and hang out with friends, do some barbecuing, all kinds of good stuff. All the schwimmbads and the pools over here are opening up, so summer is definitely upon us.
It definitely is. We had how much degrees are 27 Celsius?
That would be like 82, 83 in Fahrenheit.
We had that yesterday, and it was I was melting already because hot weather. But it's the only thing which was smiling in Rheinland-Pfalz after the game on Sunday, to be honest. But before we get to that, first things first. Guys, I have to stick to cola beer mix today because I have a very, very important appointment tomorrow. So please be, how do you call it? Not gentle. Gentle would be the weird word here.
Be gracious.
Be gracious. But still, post my brother.
I've got the old Bitburger here, so
Coke beer with Bitburger so far, but so post my brother.
Prost. So we have not had much to smile about our team in the last
nicely said.
10 points in the last 15 matches, I believe, right?
To be absolutely honest, I didn't count them. I just did for a recent video I uploaded yesterday, but I don't want to think about it. Really, I don't want to, because it makes me so sad and angry at the same freaking time. You know, we're one game before we are at the season final. So, and in the first half of the season, we got 29 points, and out of all the rest of them, it was just 16. So, I have no clue what's going on with our team.
Yeah, there's a lot of opinions. I have not been able to watch many of the matches in the last 2 months because, ESPN has decided not to show them. I was really hoping that the Derby this weekend would be on, but it hasn't. So, and for whatever reason, I have not been able to find the highlight videos that Sky Sports does, the wrap-up videos. I have not been able to find them. I think maybe I have to turn on my VPN and show up with my IP address to show up in Germany to get more results. But I used to be able to turn on, even on YouTube. I've not been able to find highlight videos. So what I've been able to see is very minuscule.
Yeah.
So I've been pretty much relying on your live streams to pretty much tell me what's going on. But like I said, I don't think I've missed very much this year. I've looked at the scores, and I don't know. I have a lot of theories about what's going on. I don't know if it's, and we talked about this when the season started, that every team that gets promoted, you play that first year with energy because you have that excitement of being in a new place, a new division. You have that euphoria from promoting. into the next league, and you have all this energy and stamina. And I think maybe the first half they were playing with a little bit of extra energy because of they're new into the second Bundesliga, and they're like, well, all we have to do is get 40 points. Yeah. And they made it really quick. They were at, I think, 33 or 34 when we did our mid-year show, and we said
it's 29.
It's 29. Okay, 29. So we had 11 to go, and we made it pretty quick after that. We started out the first 3 or 4 games, we were almost there. And then we kind of stumbled, and we finally got our 40 points.
With the 39 points, and everyone was like, why didn't we get that lead?
You're knocking at the door, but nobody's answering.
This is how it felt, man. This is how it felt. But
I was thinking about what to talk about on the way home, and I've been watching social media. Every day, most of my Facebook feed is German. So I see a lot of people commenting on the performance. And just like in every sport, there are 3 types of sports fans. You have your optimist, which no matter how bad the situation is, they are hardcore. Oh, I love the guys, still proud of them. They can do no wrong. You have the pessimists, which are the people that want to fire the coach, fire all the players, start over. And then you have people like me, and I think like you, that are realist.
I try to be.
when you step away from the season and you look at it from the start to the end, number one, we accomplished our goal. We're going to be in the second league next year. We are going to finish in the top 10 in the table, I believe, if things work out the right way.
Yeah.
I can still be very disappointed in how the season is finishing, but I could also look at the season as a whole and say it was mission accomplished. We took care of business, and we live to worry about next year. Because when the season ends here next week, and between now and when the new season starts, there's probably going to be some changes. We don't know what they're going to be. There might be new players. There might be a new trainer. But let's worry about next year. Enjoy that we're going to finish in the second league again. And, we can talk about it, but don't, the ship isn't sinking. There's a little bit of smoke, and where there's smoke, there's fire, but we have plenty of time to put that fire out between now and next year.
Absolutely.
Or next season. I say next year because in my mind, sports are always year by year, but ours bleed into, it'll be 2023, 2024.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
We have till end of June or end of July, August, when the next season starts to really get an idea of what's going to happen. So.
Exactly. But I don't want to make the season worse than it is.
Yeah.
Because as you absolutely correct said, we had a very good half of the first half of the season, and there are many reasons why we got like this downside of the second half.
Yeah.
Because we didn't lose in Kaiserslautern in the first half of the season. We just lost twice. And now we have the last 5 games where we lost 3 times.
Yeah.
We just drawed twice, and there were the game in Nuremberg, which were extreme with the 3-1 behind, and in the last with the last shot of Clement, that free kick which got right in. I was in the block, and it was completely getting out of hand. It gets so nuts. It was so crazy.
Oh, yeah.
And I had very much fun there. But that was the last, let's say, game which I really felt like a huge effort.
It felt like a win.
Exactly.
I mean, to be down, and especially, looking at extra time, and I don't know if it's ever been done before, to be 2 goals down and win it in extra, or to tie it in extra time. I don't know if that's ever happened before, but
we had the game against Heidenheim where we made it a draw in the stoppage time. So it was in the 93rd and 95th minute where we scored. That was the first time ever in the second league, as it is right now, because like years ago, I have no idea how long it is, there were like a North and a South second league. Yeah. But now we have a German-wide second league. So we were the first to ever accomplish this. And having the same thing like in the 88th minute and then in the 95th, making the draw is also a sign that we're never let us go down. You know what I mean? Like we keep on fighting, and this is the spirit of Kaiserslautern. We always quote this, say this quote that in Kaiserslautern the game stops when Kaiserslautern is winning or has won. Mm-hmm. So this is the real Betzenberg feeling, as we're calling it, and. You see games like the one against Arminia Bielefeld. Mm-hmm. We've been one goal behind, and almost at the end of the game, we drawed, and everybody was like, yeah, man, we're K-Town, this is how we play. And then they score again, so 1-2 for them. So that really sucked and pissed me real hardcore off. Yeah. And then before there was Hansa Rostock, and they won 0-1 against us. This is very disappointing for me. But to be honest, I really think a lot about my club. Yeah. And you see a game like Heidenheim, or you see a game like HSV, where we drawed or even won against the HSV. It is other way of playing when you're playing against teams which are in the relegation zone, because they don't want to get any goal, because they know if they're behind, they don't come back anymore. Yeah. So this is we need a team which is playing along with us and trying to challenge us. I think this is one way to say it, but still. That really sucks when I look back to Sunday in the derby against Karlsruhe SC, where these guys are now ahead of us just by the goal difference. So these guys are equal to us. Yeah. And then we're having a game where we play so freaking good. We were so good. We had 15-8 goal shots. 8-1. Corners. Yeah. That is amazing. And then nothing.
And and it's funny that you mention it, because it's been our story this year where we've had the ball less. We've had the time of possession has been less. We've had fewer goal kicks, but we've always done more with our chances. And this time around, it was completely reversed, where we had all of those, we had this stat really good, that stat really good, but they took advantage of the few opportunities that they had. And and it was
and the game started so extremely good. The game started, and after 46 seconds we had the first chance, and I thought this is going to be our derby. This is going to be our game. We're going to win this shit. We kicked them out of their own stadium, and then we lose 2-0. For the first time in 8 freaking years, they win the derby. Yeah. That pisses me off so bad, because they made T-shirts. Yeah. Derby-Sieger 2023, Kaiserslautern, Karlsruhe, Kaiserslautern, 2-0. Yeah, that really pisses me off, man.
I remember the T-shirts that we had made when we beat Mainz in the Pokal, the 2-0 shirt there.
I just want to.
I never got one. I wish I would have gotten one. I don't know if I can still find one now, but.
Oh, I can ask around. But one guy was like, they're celebrating their first derby victory with a shirt, and I thought about the exact same shirt as you just said.
Yeah.
And my thoughts are, yes, we did, but we have been a third league team and won against a first league team. So there is a huge difference between.
Oh, yeah.
So I think a shirt is well deserved.
Well, and you know what they say, a blind squirrel will still find a peanut every once in a while, No offense to the visually handicapped
people here.
Yeah, exactly. But it's a good accurate quote for them.
Yeah.
Because for us, it was our first derby loss in, I think, 4 years. We never lost to Mannheim.
Nope.
We've beaten Saarbrücken. And we beat the first time this year we beat Karlsruhe in our place. So we had gone a long time without a loss in a derby. We've had some draws, we've won, but we haven't lost one in a while.
And to be absolutely honest, the game in Kaiserslautern against Karlsruhe was the exact way like the game on Sunday. Karlsruhe was playing on the Betzenberg so extremely good. They had so many chances, or at least they were way more in a fighting mode. And the better team lost, and same thing happens here. So football is a results game. So
with a little bit of luck and good fortune mixed in, it's one bounce of the ball a different way could, a guy falls over or a guy trips or he makes one bad pass could wipe out all of your good stats for that day and turn into a loss.
And I don't want to talk about this much about the derby against Karlsruhe, but it's like a huge sting in my soul.
Oh yeah.
And seeing that Karlsruhe changed twice, two offense players got on the pitch, and one of them had their first ball contact, his first ball contact, and the ball is in.
Wow!
Thank you very much. First, the referee pointed out offside, but in the first replay, I was like, yeah, it's offside. And then I saw it again, and I was like, yeah, come on.
Yeah.
That it counts.
I was watching your stream when you were talking about that.
Yeah.
It's kind of reminiscent when Apuku came in, I think 3 weeks ago, and then like 40-some seconds later, he scores.
Yeah.
It was kind of like, that spark that your team needs might not be on the field. It might be on the bench waiting to come in.
Absolutely.
So I'm sure that player, I can't remember his name for Karlsruhe, probably was the highlight of his month or maybe even year.
Hang on. Yesterday I really tried my best to pronounce the name, but it has way too many consonant.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. Yeah,
it is with way too many Z's and way too many consonants.
Oh yeah,
it is
Zivzivadze.
I was sitting there the same way like you, like, what the hell? How should I pronounce this name?
That sounds Zivzivadze. Is that Turkish or Hungarian?
I would either say like something like from Croatia, someone from Croatian.
Okay, yeah, that could be. Yeah.
Yes.
Or Lithuanian. Because our basketball team in Cleveland here had a Lithuanian player named Zydrunas Ilgauskas, and all the announcers couldn't say it right, so they just called him Z, and that was his nickname, like Zorro, like the Z.
Yeah.
And every time he would score, the announcer would be Z,
like the Zoo from Ronaldo.
Yep.
Oh my God! By the way, have you seen that foul of Ronaldo?
No, I didn't.
Oh
I've heard about it. I have not watched the video yet, though.
That is so extreme. Like, some other guy catches the ball, passes it over, and he just jumps up on the back of his enemy player and just puts his arm around his neck and just throw him on the ground. And it's like, okay.
It's like, we're going to go WWE style now.
I just wanted to make a joke about this. It's, what's his name? Stone Cold Steve Austin style.
Yeah.
Like,
just, 2 middle fingers and a stunner,
That was
oh, hell yeah.
And that's the bottom line. It's like, no, this is insane. But I was like, I have no exceptions or no explanation why Schuster decided to take Boyd out of the game against Karlsruhe in the 62nd minute. Boyd was one of the most present players on that day. And he definitely knew what he was fighting for. He was throwing himself into every Zweikampf, like ball fight,
like matchup,
matchup,
like one-on-one,
and try to score at even the most impossible angles. And he was so present. He was so much in fighting with so much. I hate it when that happened. When this happens.
I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
He was
passion. He was so passionate.
Energy.
And then, after he got swapped out against Redondo, I was like, okay, Redondo is doing the same thing as he did against Saarbrücken. 42 seconds on the ground and scores, but no, unfortunately not. So that really makes me sad, because Boyd didn't deserve to get changed out, and if you ask me, changing Zug and Hercher into the game at the 87th, almost 88th minute is so extremely stupid.
Yeah,
that is.
Well, you gotta look at it from the trainer's point of view. He was probably running out of ideas, and as they call it, a shot in the dark. Hey, maybe lightning will strike twice and we can get a late last-second goal.
Agreed.
But
absolutely agreed. But couldn't this striking lightning of idea couldn't come way like
15 minutes
earlier? Man, these guys are on the field for 7 minutes. 7 freaking minutes. That's it. 7 minutes, not more. What should they do? Score 3 times or what?
Yeah.
Give them like 20 minutes at least.
Yeah.
If you ask me, when the first goal happened, I would say, okay, this system, how it is right now, doesn't work. We need to change something. Zug, Hercher, prepare yourself. 5 minutes later, you're on the pitch.
Yeah.
Do everything you can. But so I'm not a coach, unfortunately. Fortunately,
me neither.
Because
I'm what they call, for American football, they call them armchair quarterbacks.
Yeah,
that knows so much about the game from their recliner.
Yeah, absolutely. I know exactly what you mean.
Trainers,
we call it like a couch trainer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So a couch coach.
In the case of Boris Schomer's laptop trainer.
Yeah, that is a worst condition. The worst condition which you can get. But no. So but there were so many other things circling around this derby which shouldn't be left behind. I told you about that the choreography of the Karlsruhe SC Ultras got leaked. So for everybody, a drone was flying over the training pitches which are next to the stadium, and the Ultras had their choreo stretched out so to see if everything is okay and looks good, and the drone was flying over, so it was taking a picture, and it got on Twitter and the internet. So
It went viral.
Exactly, and the problem is here that many people were like, these stupid guys from K-Town, just one of them knows how to handle a drone, and now they're leaking stuff like this. I don't want to seem like how do you call it, to save our dignity or anything, but my real honest opinion on this is it wasn't an ultra who was taking the picture, because if it would have been an ultra, he would have probably taken the picture but wouldn't have put it on the internet. Just because you take yourself the opportunity to make like a contra statement with a banner or something. So I didn't even get to watch any of the highlights. I think I've seen a few of the photos, but did they still show the same banner? They showed the same banner, and as I said, I'm always honest, and it looked pretty cool. So it was like the K-Town logo as well as the Betsy, so our devil, in like lava or something, and we're burning. And out of the ashes, something turns into ashes, and then they change the choreography, and they have a phoenix. Their old name has phoenix in their name, and so one does turn into dust, and the other one rises from the ashes. So it's a phoenix, and with the old school logo and the name, the old school name. I'm sure it was better than the lame choreography from Mannheim with the finish him reference. And it wasn't as bad. I think the one before with that pigs or whatever that should be, that was way worse. So everything's cool there. But the one that we went to in Mannheim, it looked like a Mortal Kombat thing where he was holding the severed head of the devil, and I'm like, that is so ripped off of the arcade game Mortal Kombat. Yes, I'm like, come on. So it was Mannheim Combat, so the idea wasn't as bad, but I've seen better, so this one was way better. And they showed a banner which has made my laughing my ass off, because it said Ultras Karlsruhe are looking for a choreography spot where they can place it there, and hang on, 9,000 square feet with a roof and air defense, like so that no drone can stop, that they can. Was it like an advertisement? No, I have no idea if it is serious, but I think it's just like said somebody could have given them like the name of like a place in Kaiserslautern. That would be awesome. One Fritz Walter Strasse. So I just think that it was a good way of them handling the situation with the drone. So that's cool. The pyro in the guest block was also pretty nice with strobes and smoke. So the game had needed to be like 3 or 4 minutes delayed. Oh, that's good. But unfortunately, a lot of my friends were taking the train to Karlsruhe, and when they arrived, there were some guys who were throwing flares, so bengalos, out of the train onto the other side of the train station. How do you call them? Platform. Yeah, like the Gleis, right? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And 300 people were in that train, and all of them got controlled by the police. They took pictures of their ID cards, and they got like how do you call it when you get into the stadium? Do a search. Do a search. Yeah. Without getting any water or anything else, without having a place to go to use the bathroom, for men, not a big of a problem because you're standing on the platform, just take a piss on the glass, so on the tracks. But for women, horrible. So it took so long, and this is completely overpowered, if you ask me.
Yeah.
But yeah,
like you can't prove who threw it because you don't have video surveillance of the train.
Yep.
I mean, I don't know. Do they have cameras inside the train compartments sometimes?
Sometimes they have, but it doesn't take long till it's completely covered up with stickers.
Yeah. I was going to say, what purpose does that serve to take a photo of 300 people when, number one, you don't know who threw it?
No. For each and every one.
Yeah, exactly. 300 people.
They say, like... when videos or photos got shown up on the internet, they check if they can find someone. And to be honest, that is completely stupid. That is completely unnecessary. And it's like a behavior to show that they are there. But unfortunately, they weren't, or fortunately, to be honest, they weren't smart enough to find our ultras. They've been in Karlsruhe for a couple of hours before the game, and they were roaming around the city without any noticing from the police. So
yeah, not the smartest implementation of police resources, I don't think.
Very well said. And the last very disappointing thing for me is that Karlsruhe fans attacked the transfer buses to the stadium with rocks and bottles. So that is also
that's ridiculous. Yeah.
That is just.
I remember
stupid.
when the Mannheim people were doing that to our bus, and they broke the windows on the bus and everything. I'm like, come on, grow up.
Yeah.
Leave the fighting to the hooligans that are in the forest to fight.
Oh.
Don't harass people that are just trying to get to the game like normal fans. Come on.
We had an arranged fight against Karlsruhe, 22 against 22. K-Town won.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, of course.
That's a given.
Yeah, it is.
That's easy money. If you want to bet on, if you want your number one tip to go to Tipico or whatever, if you can bet on hooligan fight, put all your money on K-Town because they're not going to lose. Trust me.
Usually not.
No.
So that was the Derby day. That was... Man, I would have loved to go to the stadium. I got I got offers of tickets, but I don't want to seem like an eventy, I've been on
showing up for the important high visibility matches.
Yeah, so I've been I could have gone, but I got Corona, to Hamburg against HSV. I've been in St. Pauli. I've been in Nuremberg for this season. So going to Karlsruhe would have been like, of course it would be great, but on the other hand, man, there were so many friends of mine which were on the road for so many times this year, and they didn't get any tickets, so I passed them over.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, you got good karma points for that, so
hopefully.
I've never been to Karlsruhe. I was supposed to go to the would have been VfB against Karlsruhe there during the pandemic, and of course that never happened. So I have never been to their old stadium, but I think Karlsruhe has a new stadium now, right?
Yes, they have, and it is a pretty nice stadium, but it's like we call it Baukasten Stadium. Like it looks like so many others. There's no characteristics anymore.
A cookie cutter stadium.
Cookie cutter stadium, yeah.
So you can mass produce them, and they all look the same. And it's just like,
and this is something I really find. It takes something of the old school feeling.
Yeah.
I can't remember which stadium it is, but they had like the old stands around, and they built the new stadium in the middle of it. So that is pretty neat.
So they kept part of the old and merged it with the new. That's neat because it gives respect to history.
Yep.
And familiarity for for fans that have been going there for so many years that, hey, we have a new stadium, but I still had the same seat, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm very interested in the upcoming match day, and not just because with my main view on Kaiserslautern, but also on the first league, like who is going to be the German champion, who gets relegated, who gets promoted from the second league, who is getting relegated into the third league. Oh my God.
I was gonna mention that. You know, on the way home, I was thinking about what we could talk about. There's so much excitement.
Yes.
And all three leagues have a lot of stuff going on. You know, who's going to be Deutsche Meister? Who's going down from the first league? Who's going up from the second? Who's going up from the third? Who's going down from the second? You know, I think this weekend is going to be a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah.
I'm probably going to be really busy, but I'm going to try to watch as much as I can. I don't like Dortmund. I don't care about them, but to see them emerge as the German champions for the first time since I don't know how long will be really nice, because I'm tired of seeing Bayern Munich always winning. And that's all I need to say about that. You know,
10 freaking times in a row they've been German championship winner.
Yeah.
And I think it's time for a new champion, and I would rather see Borussia Dortmund as the champion than Leipzig.
Yeah.
But my preference personally would have been Freiburg.
Freiburg or Union Berlin even. Yeah.
Yep.
Anybody but Bayern and Leipzig. Sorry.
Yeah, exactly. All the rest, Hoffenheim.
Hoffenheim. Yeah.
But man, this is going to be so interesting. I would really love to have like a huge conference between all the three leagues with all the games going on at the same time, and have like oh, there's a goal.
This one thing that you guys lack in Germany is a good sports bar where you can go in, and we have them all over the place here in America, even in my city. And you go in, and you've got TVs everywhere. And on a American football Sunday, you can go into a bar and they will have what's called the NFL ticket. Mm-hmm. So if you're big into like we talked about this with Terrence, but fantasy football. So you've got your guy is a quarterback for the New York Jets. So you're watching that game over there. Oh, my guy just got a touchdown. That's 6 points. But I don't know why that hasn't taken off in Germany, where you can go into a bar that's made for sports with all these TVs on the wall, and each TV will have a different game, and you can kind of watch all of them. And just like a situation like this weekend will be the perfect opportunity to have something like that. You know,
the Sports Bar 51 has used to do this.
Yeah, it's cold.
But it's closed down, unfortunately. Yeah. It was a very nice spot to be.
Oh yeah.
But the other thing is, I have really no idea how much it would cost. Like, you have to. I know that you have to pay for each and every game which you're going to show as like public viewing, quote unquote. In a bar, but if you have like 2 games going on, I really don't know if you have to pay twice the money, and if you have like three times or something. So usually we stick to the conference, like where you see like 5 minutes of this game. Oh, there's happening something. Let's switch over to Bayern Munich or to Borussia Dortmund. And especially when you go to different leagues.
Yeah.
Like you have the Zone having one game, and then you have like Sky doing the other, and one football has the third. So there's no conference there, but football is just for making money. But
it is.
It has become like
that's the universal theme of any sports league around the world, whether it's the DFB, La Liga, the Serie A, the Premier League, the NFL. You know, it's all about money. They don't care about the fans. It's
the
all
fans
about
anymore.
Well, they try to make it sound like, oh, we care about you. We're doing this and that around the league, but the bottom line is there a business?
Their argument is like, yeah, we're doing something for the fans. We're trying to make so many different kickoff times, so you have the opportunity to watch as many games as you can. But what they don't see is that I don't care about the game between. I don't want to piss on anyone from Kiel or against Regensburg. I don't care about these teams. I don't care about these teams. I care about Kaiserslautern, and I want to be alive in the stadium. And that means that the kickoff time can't be on a Tuesday at 6 because I have to fucking work.
Yeah.
And they trying to do this, and luckily I told you about it, that the DFB is trying to have an investor into our league, so they put punch money into it, of course, to make money out of it. So at bottom line, it's like they're going to make so many kickoff times as possible. And don't care anymore about the real football fans which are trying to go to the stadium.
Yeah.
And luckily, there will be a conference between all the 36 first and second league teams. Everyone has like a guy which they sent there. And
a representative.
A representative, thank you. Yeah. And each and one of them has one vote, and hopefully come on, not one football fan I've ever talked to about this topic says, yeah, man, this is a good idea, man, let's make this happen. No, everyone is against them, against this whole investor shit.
Well, it's time for the fans to make their voices heard, and if they start not going to games on a Tuesday and the teams are playing in front of a very empty stadium, well, there goes all that money that they've lost now because they're not getting concessions like beer, food, all that's going to be gone. So the best way to make your voice heard is don't show up. Don't go.
But in the same way...
But as a fan, that's very hard to do because you want to go support your team. Exactly.
I just wanted to point that out. But you punish not the money makers. You punish your team because you're not there to show your support in a very tight relegation situation. Oh, that rhymes. And so we definitely have to prevent this from happening.
Yeah,
I don't want to have the situation like in England, like they play their final cup game in Dubai or in Qatar or somewhere.
Yeah,
like just to promote the sport. Yeah, you're not promoting the sport. You just want to make money.
Nobody over there gives a fuck about football. They really don't.
Yes, to be absolutely correct. So there's a very nice saying, which is on T-shirts and stickers and stuff. It's like, football is for you and me, not for fucking industry. And that's that's it. There's nothing I can add to this. But come on, to be real honest, we're in the second league now. And even in the third, even in the fourth league, it's all about the money. If you really want to go to real football, you have to go like into the 8th league or something. Yeah. I've been related with a woman, and her brother was playing in the Bezirksliga. So I've been there on many games, and there you can have fun, because when you insult the player, you see them afterwards. So this is fun. And I recently have been to the FFC Kaiserslautern, so our female football club Kaiserslautern.
And they're co-champions this year, right?
Yes, they are.
I saw the Facebook post. Yeah. Very good job, ladies.
Yes, of course. That is just amazing. And we've been there, and of course, when we were, how do you call it, smack talk?
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, all of a sudden, a security guy walked over to us. He was standing with us because he was also a fan, and he just put it on his jacket and was like, "Yeah, I got said that you guys should come a little down because the coach of the enemy team was a little pissed and he was yelling towards us and we were yelling back." So that was really funny because the security guy even said, "Man, that sucks that I have to work because I hate this fucker."
Yeah.
He was real angry. So yeah, but man, football is just, unfortunately, like every sport which is popular are becoming like money machine.
Yeah.
Like look at darts or something.
Yeah.
And that really makes me sad because I think the fans are the most important part of a football of a sport.
Oh yeah. Without the fans, the players wouldn't even care to play.
Exactly.
I mean, there's a love of competition that you have as an athlete, but I can only imagine what it was like for our players to play the Geisterspiel during the pandemic with an empty stadium. Because I mean, it was so weird when we were watching those games in 2020, 2021. And you just hear the players yelling at each other in like an echo because it was an empty
even
stadium.
Kicking the ball.
Yeah,
I really think like it must be when you're a player on the pitch and playing in front of an empty stadium. It's like you play in a band and you play a concert and there is no audience.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was a real tough time, bro.
Oh, yeah.
When I think back that it was like having
not that long ago either. I mean, it was like, but it seemed like forever. And then when they finally allowed limited amounts of people into the stadium, it was a little bit better. But I went to the game against Mannheim where you can only be in the Nord Tribune and the Sud Tribune. And I kept looking over to the West Curve and seeing it empty. And it was just like, this isn't right, man. This is like, it feels like you're at a funeral. Like, you couldn't stand up where you had to put your mask on. And
it was a real tough time. Yeah. And it feels like when you take an addict, his drug away. And I know that this is a very far stretch, but football, for me, is a drug.
Oh, it is, yeah.
Like when we had like this extreme long winter break, because of that very important World Championship in Qatar.
The most important thing going on in the world at that moment.
Absolutely. I was really. The first 2 weeks were okay because like it's like a holiday, taking a break of having like doing the videos for me and being on the road all the time, but
it gave you some time to catch up on some busy work,
But then the stuff is completely done, and then I had like real big quotes a mental breakdown. I was bored out very fast because you not just go to football and see the 90 minutes. No, when we play at 1:30 p.m. I'm always in Kaiserslautern at 9 a.m.
Yeah, it's a whole day.
Exactly.
It's 9 a.m. till whenever you go home that night.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I was missing that so much.
Oh yeah.
Spending time with my friends, having this celebration of the game, like this phenomenon of football with in the stadium. That was a real tough time for me.
Yeah, I've told you this before, man, but every time I watch the team on TV and I get to watch it, like it takes me like 5 hours to watch a match because I'll see the camera zoom in to the West Curve and I'm always looking for people that I know. Yeah. Like, oh, there's my friend Hubie. Oh, there's where I used to stand. Yeah. And I'm picking out people in the crowd because the camera is so tight. But it's just like I can hear the energy, especially when the crowd is singing, and it's like that's like one of the things that I miss the most, man. And now I've been away from it since the match against Dresden, but it's like when you take a person out of that, and I'm over here in America now, and all I can do is watch TV. You're only getting maybe 20-30% of the experience, because I used to be like you. I was down at the Zwölfte at like 10 a.m. Then I would go to the Hoppenhof, and I would meet friends, and we'd go down to the Betzebub, and I would hang out with you right there in that little table on the side.
Yeah.
And then we would walk up the hill as a group, and then we would have a beer outside. Then you go in, have another beer, and then go to your place in the block.
Yeah, these
it's
rituals.
It's a whole ritual that you have to do, and if you don't do it, you feel like, oh, I just fucked up our mojo, our karma.
Yeah,
they're gonna lose.
I'm not superstitious, because I think being superstitious brings bad luck, but yeah, man. It is a ritual, and if I miss going to the 12-man or spending at least time for a beer at the Betzebub, the day doesn't feel complete.
No.
And I can't imagine how it feels knowing that your friends are in Kaiserslautern and you're all the way in America. So I'm I think about that sounds like a little strange, but I think so many times when we're at the Betzebub or something, I think about you and have a huge zip for you. That's no kidding, no joke.
Yeah, I appreciate that, because that's, I don't get to go over there that often anymore, but when I do, it's special,
Yes, of course.
And, when I went there last year and we got promoted, it was like, I try to explain. People that know me knew that I didn't care about soccer or football before I went over there. And then they see me coming back with, tattoos on my arms and being a crazy, crazy football fan. I have got FCK stickers on my car, in my cubicle at work. I've got the podcast with you. I'm always talking about the team to my football fan friends over here. And they're like, you're like crazy about it. And I'm like, well, I got to see my beloved team finally get out of purgatory in the third league and promote. And I traveled all the way over there, not knowing what was going to happen.
Yep.
But we were rewarded. And it was like all those years that I spent watching football in that stadium and dealing with all the crap, the bad teams, almost getting relegated to the fourth league. And to be able to celebrate that moment with my family over there, it's probably the top two things that I've ever done in my life. I mean, that was just
that's a huge call.
Amazing,
And you just said you try to explain to your friends what football means to you.
Yeah,
this is something which can't be explained.
No.
Either you feel it or you don't.
Yeah.
Either you go into the stadium for the first time and you immediately fall in love with the club, with the culture, with the stadium, with the team, or just a few of my friends has been like, okay, I go to the stadium and then okay, let's go one more, and then it's like gradual growing on love.
Yeah.
But usually it strikes or it doesn't.
Yeah. And for me, I think the catalyst, the thing that made the spark turn into a big fire was going into the West Curve.
Yeah.
Because that experience in that area, in any stadium, if you go to the supporter section, if you go to Stuttgart and you're in the Cannstatt or you go to whatever wall, the Gelbe Wall in Dortmund, that experience is going to be so much different than sitting at a seat at midfield or sitting in the...
Oh, bro, you're breaking up. You're breaking up.
Crazy fans.
Oh, there you are.
No, I could hear, yeah. But you're in all these people, and it's that when people talk about going into a stadium and feeling like the energy, especially for a big match, all of that energy is mainly coming from the West Curve. and it spreads out.
Absolutely.
You know?
And I once had a talk with a guy, and he goes to the stadium sometimes, and he says like, okay, let me sit in the middle so I can see the game as good as it could be. But I was like, yeah, then you see the game good, but you don't feel the game.
Yeah, you're only getting half of it. Not even half. 40% maybe.
It's like getting into the car without even starting it or driving it.
Yeah.
And even though you're in the West Curve and probably you have like flags in front of you and you don't see the whole game, but you feel the game.
Yeah.
And even sometimes I get asked how I experience games because I'm visually handicapped. And I always say like, okay, do yourself a favor, stand in the West Curve and close your eyes for 5 minutes. And you get so quickly, you adopt the feeling and what's going on the pitch just by the crowd surrounding you.
Yeah.
So this is a very... I can't see myself sitting in the on the South Tribune or on the North Tribune or somewhere else.
Yeah.
I can't see myself like this. I think I will have a heart attack in the West Curve and die there or something.
That's how I would love to die.
Yeah, and me too.
Bury me in midfield, like dig a hole and put me right there.
So I already said it.
You feel that energy, and especially when you're doing a song where everybody's putting their arms around each other and you're jumping around, you become part of like all those individual people become one.
Yep.
And you become one big, massive mob of people jumping around, singing. You know, you don't get that in American sports anywhere. It's very unique to football and very uniquely to German football. I've been to games in Scotland where you don't even have a standing section. You sit there and and it's just like a very bad copy of a game in K-Town. You know, it's just not to knock Scottish football because I love Kilmarnock. They're our friends. But the match day experience there is just not even it's not even close to replicating what we get to see every Saturday or Tuesday or Monday, however many games that we're going to play this year at the stadium. You know, it is.
As I said, you can't describe this. You have to
you have to experience
it. Yeah. And I would really love to experience like having seeing or being in the block in Wydad from Casablanca. These guys are nuts. So this is extreme. As well as I would really love to go to a game in Argentina to see a league game there. But let's see. Perhaps it's going to happen. Probably not. But I think we have one of the best cultures when it comes to football in worldwide. So especially if you see like it's always harsh to point any fan group out. So you see like Hertha BSC is playing against Bochum. There is 65,000 people were cheering for Hertha BSC, and then you have like 10,000 from Bochum. So a huge support. Then you see like 25,000 fans from Eintracht Frankfurt, which I don't like, but they have been with 25,000 in the stadium of Barcelona. So we have a massive and a real good ultra scene in Germany. And it just comes to my mind. Have you seen the thing where the Dynamo Dresden fans did when they played in Zwickau?
I think I might have seen pictures, but
where they climbed up the roof, like they brought a ladder and 4 or 5 guys from Dresden climbed up and they rolled out like a huge banner where it said like Dynamo, and they were on top of the roof. The game was 15 minutes delayed because they didn't start until they were back from the roof. And these guys, they had done it before, you know, their logo, like that angry looking football.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and they were, I think it was in Cologne. I think it was Cologne, Victoria. Cologne, and
okay.
They had like a huge block flag with that logo on it, and they also climbed up the roof and hang it from there. That looked so cool.
I wonder how those guys get away with that. I mean, I know they're wearing masks, but you know,
I don't think that it is really well. You don't need to wear a mask because, well, what you do? You climb down the ladder and at the bottom there will be the security guys. So,
yeah.
But I have no idea. But it's always a real cool experience seeing what Dynamo Dresden is doing. Because they have a real extreme fan scene.
Yeah, we've talked about them. They're kind of like the standard by which other ultras are kind of judged because they're very loyal, they're very vocal. Yep. Same with Unser Rostock. They're very loud, they travel really well. Even
yes, they do.
Coming all the way from the north up by the sea, all the way to K-Town, it's what, 6-7 hours by car to travel that far.
With 2,200 people, fans. So,
and they're, you know, I give them mega props for their support. I got to meet a couple of them during our time in the 3rd league, and they seem really friendly. I like the northern people are pretty cool.
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
So, but we got completely off track.
Oh yeah.
What was the track again?
I don't know. It got my train never leaves the station on those days. So.
that is very funny.
I was going to ask you, what are your thoughts on this coming weekend's number 1, the Bundesliga relegation? Stuttgart's at 32 points, Bochum 32, Schalke 31. Do you think Stuttgart stays up, or do you think they? Because Dortmund has a very easy match, I think, coming up this weekend. I think they're playing
against Mainz. And they're playing home, so come on. Bayern is playing against Cologne in Cologne. I think they're going to win as well, but because Dortmund is going to win, they take in the German championship. So but if Stuttgart is going down, that is a real tough one because anything can happen, and I don't think that even if Stuttgart or Schalke or Bochum will be on the relegation spot in the end, I think none of them will lose against Hamburg.
Yeah,
Hamburg is having a good season so far, but again at the end of the season they fuck it up.
Yeah,
they fuck it up.
That's been their trend.
Yeah, and it feels like our season when we get promoted, we have been so good. We have been on second spot for such a long time, and then we just fuck up.
Yeah,
2-0 against Victoria Cologne.
Yeah,
both goals from Thiele. But well, it worked out, so everything's cool.
Yeah.
But I don't think that the HSV has the balls to success. Unfortunately, really, I don't. I really like the HSV because their fans are cool, their stadium is cool, the culture is cool, their history is amazing.
Yep.
But I don't think they got the guts to do it. Unfortunately.
Yeah, and Stuttgart's playing Hoffenheim. And they're, Hoffenheim's sitting at 35 points. So, if they beat Stuttgart and the other two teams somehow, below them win, Stuttgart's looking at being in the second league this year. And I really don't want that to happen, although I think that would be neat because it'll be KSC and Stuttgart again for that derby.
Yep.
And then K-Town will go and support Stuttgart like we always do. And then, of course, Stuttgart will always come to K-Town to support against KSC. So
yeah. I really don't want to have that they got relegated. Oh, by the way, because you were just saying that they're going to support us. Have you seen the banner of 1860 against Waldhof Mannheim?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Südwest Falls is Rot-Weiss Rot.
Yeah, and
that was really. And then they had the GL.
Yeah, congratulations to 25 years, GL. That was a real nice move. I really like that.
That fan base is so classy. It's really a cool friendship.
It is.
And I'm friends with a British guy named Damien here. He's a 1860 fan.
Okay.
And that's kind of our bond. Is he doesn't care about K-Town as much, but I care about 1860 because of the fan friendship.
Yes.
And we both have reasons to watch 1860 now, and it's such a disappointing season for them to start how they did, and to know that next year they're going to be in the third league again. I was waiting for them to come up with us back to the second tier.
The second league, yeah.
But
yeah.
Maybe
that really
next
sucked
year.
because you just said it. The start of the season was so extremely good. 5 games, 5 victories, and I was really like, okay, man, this is their season. These guys are getting promoted, and then nothing. Yeah. But when we're talking about promotion, Elversberg gets promoted. Yeah. So that is a real.
I don't know anything about them. I know that they're a younger club. They have a really bad stadium.
Yes, they have.
But the club, for the sporting aspect of it, are really good.
Yep.
I don't see them doing that well in the second league, but maybe middle table, bottom. But that's a really good story to go from the Regionalliga to the third league to the second league.
It is. It definitely is. But, they don't have an investor. I don't want to call it like this because the people behind it, they played for Elversberg. Mm-hmm. And it's not like a company which is coming like, okay, here's Elversberg, there you go, you have 100 million, get into the second league in the next 2 years. Or 3 years or whatever. It's like a gradual growing of them, and this is why I don't would call them like a company club.
You're a plastic club.
Yeah,
like
plastic
Leipzig,
club.
Yeah,
like this, or Hoffenheim or anything. But I think they really have a lot of work to do. Because if you see lately their way of playing, of course they won 4-0 against Saarbrücken, but the rest
Good
of
job, by the way.
Yeah, absolutely. Congratulations again.
Yeah.
But I really think that these guys have a lot of work to do, as the same as Kaiserslautern has to do, to prevent themselves of getting relegated immediately.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, you have like Arminia Bielefeld, which just got relegated, and now they're also in the danger zone of getting relegated again. So, also, it is so much tension in the leagues. It is just amazing. Being, we call it a fence guest, like. Just watching the others, like fighting for the championship, fighting for getting relegated, promoted, or relegated, or promoted, first, second, and third league, and just sitting there as a K-Town fan and has nothing to do with it. It feels so good. It's like, okay, I just want to see.
It's fun just as being a fan of the sport. It's entertainment. Because the excitement, like I said. And I've said this many times before, that the Bundesliga is really boring because you know who's going to win it right off the bat. It's going to be Bayern. So you're not really paying attention to who wins the Bundesliga. It's all of the other action in the other divisions that is much more captivating to me.
Yeah, and this is why many people call the second and third league the more interesting leagues.
Yeah.
Because usually the teams which get promoted are always in the first league. When they get promoted to the first league, are always in a dangerous spot to survive.
Yeah.
So you almost can tell at the beginning who is on the bottom of the table at the end of the season. Don't get me wrong, there are many different examples like Union Berlin, but the second and third division has way more interesting how do you call it when it comes to situations?
You know, yeah.
That situation that the teams which have like Oldenburg. Oldenburg just got promoted last season. They played not bad, but then they completely broke down and now they're getting relegated again. The same as Bayreuth. I'm very happy that Ulm got promoted. That is really cool for them. I have no idea why, but I have like sympathy for them without any knowledge about the club. I don't know what it is, but...
And are they Regionalliga?
No, they just got promoted to the third league. Okay,
but they were prior Regionalliga then. Yeah. I'm looking at the third league table, and it's like I see Zwickau way down there at 34. I don't know their history, but I just remember playing them all the time in the third league, and they've been stuck there for a while, and I don't even know what teams in the other Regionalliga is coming up.
Hang on. It is Ulm, Cottbus.
Oh, Energy. Okay.
Energy Cottbus is getting promoted.
That's good, because I like those guys are pretty. Their fans are pretty cool too, I think.
I can't remember the third one. I can't remember.
Yeah, let me pull up the Regionalliga stats here. Real quick,
but
table.
here's the twist on the situation. They have to play relegation. We have 5 Regionalligen, and just 4 get promoted. So 2 of them have to play in the relegation.
Yeah, and I've been watching on YouTube. Every time I log in on a Saturday, I always see Carl Zeiss Jena playing. Yeah. It's like I've watched them so many times that it shows up on my feed. And I've been watching them play, and they're at 62 points. So they're really close to making that leap up.
Yeah, but
again.
But I don't think this could happen anymore, but I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah. Preußen Münster.
Oh, Preußen Münster, yes, of course.
Yeah. 79 points.
Yes, they are definitely promoted with our old coach.
Yeah, I miss him. He was a good guy.
The Hildmann, yeah. He was a cool guy.
Yep. Yeah, so we'll see what goes on there. 72 points. There's kickers Offenbach. VFR Allen,
yeah.
Allen, they were in the third league not too long ago, right? Yeah. Then, down at the very bottom, Eintracht Trier.
Yeah.
22 points.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
that's not a good season.
Nope. Unterhaching is going to be in that conversation. They have 86 points. Unterhaching, yeah. I remember going to watching them play on the road there in Dusseldorf.
Oh, okay.
That one time, that's where I had my alt beer for the first time.
Ah,
and they were
very good.
I think their stadium was under construction, and they were playing where Fortuna plays in that stadium with the weird multicolored seats.
That was because the KFC Uerdingen had their stadium in as a...
Oh, that's right. Yeah, Uerdingen. Yeah, correct. Yep.
But I just want to say something. I forgot. Hang on. Was this? But a good thing here is when we're talking about promotion and relegation and stuff. our sub-19 team is playing for the relegation into the first league.
Oh wow,
that is freaking awesome.
Wow.
Yep.
And I just remembered another cool little stat for people that want to travel is Elversberg is only, I think, a 35-minute drive by car from K-Town. So it'll be a very easy road trip for anybody that wants to go to their first away match. If you're over there in K-Town, there's no excuse for you not to go drive 35 minutes to Elversberg and go to that really bad stadium, although it's not as bad as the stadium in, I think, Ludwigshafen that we played our Pokalspiels there?
Yes, in Ludwigshafen,
it looks like something out of, like, The Walking Dead. There's, like, concrete with weeds growing out of it.
That is... Hey, man, but this stadium is still in use. Not just for football, but my brother used to live, like, how do you call it when you take, like, not the road, but air meters? Like, when you take the direct line between 2 points.
Oh, they call it as a crow flies.
Okay.
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah.
Because a crow would fly the shortest distance between the two.
So it was like he was living like 200 meters away, and they were playing Iron Maiden in that stadium.
Oh, wow.
And my brother, as I said, used to live right next to it. Quote, and we were sitting there and having the windows open, and we can just listen to the music and the crowd cheering and all this good stuff. That was
like a concert in your room.
Yeah, man, that was real fun. And other funny thing were when I used to live in Altrip, which is a small village at the Rhine. So the river there, and we used to sit at the riverbank and having a barbecue and drink a little, and all of a sudden there were so much noise, and Robbie Williams was playing in Mannheim, and man, we were sitting there and could listen to the whole concert. It was also real cool.
Oh wow.
Yeah. But yeah, the stadium, Michael Jackson played in Ludwigshafen. This is how important that stadium were. And here's the pronunciation on "burr" because nowadays
it's run down.
Yeah, unfortunately, because it has a huge history.
Yeah. But it would be nice if somebody would, because I remember when there was talk about, when we were talking about getting relegated again to the Regionalliga, and it was like, how would we afford to play in Fritz Walter Stadium? And I heard a lot of talk about them knocking the stadium down and renovating into apartments and things, and we would play in another location. I'm glad that will never happen. But how much money would it take to renovate that old stadium in Ludwigshafen and just put new seats in, make it a second league park? I don't know, probably millions of euros, I would imagine.
Your guess is as good as mine. I have no idea, but my thoughts back then, because I know about the discussion, of course, was always, man, okay, let's say we got the worst case scenario and we get relegated to the fourth league. Doesn't that mean that we can get promoted again into the third league, second league?
Yeah.
So you would tore down a stadium with the opportunity, with the option that we get promoted the season after, and then we have no stadium. So come on.
Yeah.
I have no idea what's going on in their minds sometimes.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Here's a question that I've always wanted to ask you. And how long have you been going to the stadium? How many years?
I got my first stadium visit tattooed right here. It was on the 11th of May, 1969.
1996.
96, of course.
Yeah. You're always
American numbers.
96. Yeah.
Yeah, 96, exactly. It was against Hansa Rostock. It was 2-0.
Oh, wow.
For us, yeah.
What was the original stadium like? Because I've asked people about it, and it wasn't so much of it was more square.
Yep.
But do you like the new place better? Do you like the old place better? Because a lot of people are very nostalgic about, like, we had an old stadium here in Cleveland. It was called the Municipal Stadium. It was built in the 1920s. It was very outdated, but it had character. It had charm. And now today we have what you said, it's a generic stadium, a cookie cutter, and it doesn't stand out. It's modern, but it looks boring. What was the original Fritz Walter Stadium like?
So first up, I don't think that our stadium is a cookie cutter stadium because it has a very characteristic shape from even from far away. The inside is also unique, I would call it. But
with the glass, like if you see in my picture behind me, the glass that goes around.
And
very unique looking.
And at night, when you see the stadium from far away, it looks like the stadium is burning. Like, because when the lights are on, you have like in the North Tribune, you have these different colored windows, and when you stand close to it, it's just a clusterfuck of different colors. But if you go far away, it's like a picture. When you take like the pixels and it emerges to
it forms into one picture.
Exactly. Yeah. So and I love my stadium. And, I connect so many very good memories with the Fritz Walter Stadion as it is right now. But my way started back when it was like the old stadium till 2004-ish. 4 or 5 because of the World Championship happening in Germany in 2006, and I'm very nostalgic when it comes to this. I have so many memories for the first games, the first extreme good victories. I remember playing against Energie Cottbus twice in a row on both 2 years in a row. At my birthday, and we both time we won. I think once 4-0 and once 4-1 or something.
Oh wow!
So that was amazing, and meeting friends, which I have till now, even back then. So the look of it were completely different. It was way closer to the pitch. They were like, when I talk to older people, when you had like long arms, you can reach out and like pull on a jersey of a guy who's doing a throw in. And back then, the referees weren't as much of.
They weren't paying attention.
And a foul nowadays, which is a yellow card, wasn't even a free kick 20 years ago.
Yeah,
the way of football playing has changed a lot, and this is one part of it. So the looks of it were so characteristic, and because it wasn't the West Tribune is now like this. From the height, and back then it was like this, like this, with the roof going more towards the people, so the volume of us, the sound got compressed and onto the pitch, so it was way louder and way more passionate and more extremely when it comes to volume and all the stuff. All the good things were very, very good. But on the other hand, I really have to say that back then, in the old stadium, I was standing in block 6. And you had like your block entrance, you go into the block, and then you have a fence where it separates the block from the other block.
Yeah.
In the nowadays, you have the point 1 area, and you can roam around freely. You can walk from the South Tribune all the way to the other corner. So I think this is a very good thing, because connection is a good thing. Meeting people which you usually can't meet, because if there would be a fence, you can't pass through 2 blocks. Now you can. So I think this is a good thing, especially when it comes to safety reasons. So I'm really nostalgic, and if you ask me, having no fans but the old stadium, I would sign it immediately.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, if you had to pick what stadium you would you have the new one or the old one back?
The old one, I guess.
Yeah.
Because back then, now you have like these where you get your beer and it's like at a fast food restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
So back then you had like all these cards which were on the back of a car. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there were people behind it which really felt like a connection to you. Don't get me wrong, I love my girls from the beer stand I go to, and I'm really happy when I see them. But I remember when I started to go into the stadium, I was like 12, 13-ish, 11, 12-ish. Yeah. And of course, I don't have enough money every time, but there was an older woman which was selling like small pizzas, which you can eat cold, and they were like one Mark 50, so 75 cents back then. And as I said, I wasn't rich or something, so sometimes she said, guys, there you go, you can have it, pay it next time. And this can't happen anymore because you have to always pay like with bank
with
card.
Your card. Yeah.
So I think this is that something like this get lost is very sad.
You lose that little like community feeling.
Yeah,
like you're at like a market. You know.
But as I said, on the other hand, when it comes to safety reasons, when it comes to connection reasons to other people which you usually can't go to, the newer stadium is better.
Yeah.
So it's a tough call for me to say the new or the old stadium, but when I can merge them together, I would love to have like the old stadium back.
Yeah. Plus in the 90s, you had 2 championships. You know,
yes, of course,
in that old stadium there, and I've seen videos of the team from back then, and you know, with Tom Dooley and when you had Ehrman in the goal, and just all of those players that are historic now.
Yep.
Just to see them in that old, because I've seen pictures of the old stadium from the sky, and it just looks like so weird looking at the new Fritz Walter Stadium from the air, and it's so much more impressive. But it's like there's something really cool about old facilities, like the history, you know.
But you know, when we're nostalgic, or I'm nostalgic for the stadium which I know when I've been young.
Yeah.
When you talk to older people, they're nostalgic for the even older stadium, because the West Kurve, which means curve, has really been a long time ago has been a curve.
Yeah.
And then they changed the stadium, and then they changed it again, and then they changed it to the stadium which we got now. So it has many rebuilds and stuff. So I think everything has its time period.
Yeah.
But I really think it's so sad that, as you said, like the community feeling gets lost because of all the bigger mechanics behind it. And yes, of course, when it's
more commercial now.
Yeah,
you know.
But on the other hand, I really have to say this: it was nowadays many people complain it takes like a half an hour to get a beer. Back then, the times weren't better. So I remember, I think it was I think it was Leverkusen, which we played against, and it took me also like half an hour to get a Coke. So,
and by the time you get back to your seat, it's already warm.
Yeah.
Like, damn it.
But yeah, the old stadium was awesome. And I don't know if you saw the pictures, but back then we had like huge red lamps on top of the curve under the roof, and at the bottom of the roof we had like huge smoke machines, and then they turned the smoke machines on, and even the red lights, so it looked like the West Curve were on fire. That looked cool. Yeah,
it's too bad that they can't do something like that today.
No, they can't. It's forbidden, and we had this for just a handful of games. My remembrance could be wrong, but it wasn't that many games until the DFB said no, this is forbidden because it could people make doing pyro, which doesn't make any sense to me if you ask me, but the DFB didn't make sense back then, and it doesn't make any sense right now.
It continues to make less sense as time goes on.
Perfectly said. Definitely agreed.
So here's a random. I know we're at like an hour and 41 minutes, but we're coming down to like the last show of the year.
Yes.
What is your favorite away stadium that you've ever been to, for not just for the experience, but like just the what's your favorite stadium to go to outside of if you're on the road? Like, what is your favorite, like, oh, I like this place, it's modern, it looks cool?
I would take, I like Duisburg because they have it's very easy to get to the toilets as well, to the beer stand, because you walk up the stairs. And you walk up the stairs, and then you have like a platform, and then there is everything you need.
Yeah.
And then there are stairs for the upper rank. So this is a pretty cool stadium. I like Düsseldorf as well, even though many people say that they get like a seizure when they're looking to the colorish seats.
The seats, yeah, they're weird. It's just like,
yeah, it is weird.
Yeah. Like, why wouldn't you paint that into the team's colors?
You know why?
You know.
It looks full on the TV screens.
Oh, because of the different colors, yeah.
Yeah, it looks
that
like
makes sense, yeah.
Yep. But still, not the best thing if you ask me. I'm always happy to go to St. Pauli because of the experience, having like going there. You have our WZultra playing there. We get like a very good catering with beer, with Jackie Cola, so whiskey cola, with rum, with cola, and all this good stuff. So I really like going there. And Dresden is also very, very, very extremely good when it comes to the experience. The stadium itself is okay, but it feels like a little like Bochum. I could be wrong, but I always enjoy going away, but not when it comes to an away game in Bielefeld.
Yeah.
I hate Bielefeld. The guest block there is the worst. It really is the worst. No kidding. I think just 30% of the people there see both goals at the same time. It's clustered into the corner, like really in the corner. The block is like this. The stadium is like this, and here is the guest block. The same. It is impossible to see because there are two fences blocking your sight. I've never ever had one guy saying, "Yeah, the guest block in Bielefeld is okay."
Yeah.
Never ever. But what is your favorite stadium you've been to?
Well, I've only been to a few on the road. I would have to say Dusseldorf there for ease of getting into it. One stadium that I've watched videos about that I would love to visit is where Union Berlin plays, out in the woods, in the forest. No, I don't know if they're still playing there. I thought that they were maybe building a new stadium for them, but I think you have to walk out into the forest to get to where Union Berlin plays.
Can't remember, to be honest, because the trip was long and beerish.
But I've been to Wiesbaden, which was a cool stadium, a more modern facility. I've been to Mannheim, which we had to walk through a little bit of a forest to get into the guest block, because you had to go around and through that gate and up. Of course, I've been to they're in like the 5th or 6th league now, Grossasbach. But I feel so sorry for their 200 fans. But.
Yeah. Oh my God! You've been to the game where we played for the first time away in the 3rd league, right? where we won like 4-0 or something.
Yeah. That was my first away match.
And it was such a hot day.
7,500 fans or 5,000 fans there. It was
completely, it was just K-Town fans. But it really felt like it was boiling hot, and the stadium was completely made out of metal. I was melting there.
I was underneath behind the goal, and you see like there's like a little ladder that goes up to like a press booth, maybe where people would be recording the game. And I was at the very back of that wall trying to get forward, and everybody started doing the sha-la-la-la-la. And I all of a sudden, like 5 minutes later, I was like halfway up the front because I kept getting pushed. I'm like, oh, I got a free seat upgrade.
Thank you. Guys, do me a favor. Sing that one more.
Yeah, I want to get up to the front row.
Yeah.
That was a nice little stadium.
Yeah, it was. It was.
Not much, not many amenities, but everything was close to the pitch.
Absolutely. Because you said that, the game in Lotte was also pretty interesting, because usually the guest fans are in the corner or like in Mannheim behind the goal, but you have been on the sideline. They were the guest block. That was a very interesting experience.
Different. Yeah, it's different. Yeah.
That was, even though it was very strange to have a bratwurst with a toast.
Huh.
That was weird, but we had an awesome game. We won.
That's like if you run out of bread to make like a bratwurst, and you take a slice of bread, you wrap it around it.
Yeah.
Like, here's your hot dog. Oh, get out of here.
Yeah. But I got told that this is a common thing there in this area. Like these guys are used to eat this, but it's still strange for me.
I still have yet to eat a Mettbrötchen.
Mettbrötchen!
Yeah, I've never had one, but the next time I'm in K-Town, that will be my breakfast, the Terrence Boyd breakfast. 2 Mettbrötchen and a coffee.
Yep. So, but now we talked so many stuff, but we haven't talked about the game which is upcoming on Sunday against Fortuna Düsseldorf.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
I just want to be competitive, man. Right now it's.
I hope that didn't sound like anything. That was my chair. Real, no kidding. Yeah. I was just thinking about it. I'm sorry. That was really my chair. No kidding. Believe me.
That wasn't some asshole talking shit, right?
That's good.
Quit talking shit behind my back, asshole.
That's funny. So yeah. You want us to be competitive, I agree.
Yeah. Give us something to finish the season on a positive note. I don't care if you lose, but show some energy, show some fight. And if you fight and you lose and you get knocked out, that's fine. But don't lollygag, don't look like you're zombies just trying to finish the season. This is your last opportunity for this year to make an impact.
Absolutely.
Go out there. If you win, if you draw, if you lose, just fight like it was the last game of your career.
Very, very well said. I can't agree more. This is also my hopes and expectations for the upcoming game, because the season started so good. We had a very good first half of the season. The second half wasn't as good, of course, but at least have a good ending. Like happy end for us fans, and just give us something to celebrate again. Fortuna Düsseldorf is with 55 points, 10 points away from us. This is a tough call. Of course, they were in the relegation zone for the promotion. I mean, but they can't get up anymore. So let's see what's happening.
Both teams have nothing to play for right now except for pride.
Yep.
So, of course, it'll be their last match of the year and their last home game.
Yep.
So they're going to have maybe a little bit of an edge, but we've played them before. We can handle them.
We won the first game of the season against them 1-2.
Yep.
With a penalty shot in the 95th minute.
Yeah. Now,
I will see this happen again.
Between now and our next show, for everybody that's watching, we are going to have a wrap-up show for this season. I will see if we can get Terrence Boyd to join us one more time to see his thoughts on the game.
That would be awesome.
But I am going to have a homework assignment for you, Matze.
Okay.
We are going to pretend that we are teachers, and we're going to give grades to the season.
Okay.
We're going to grade the trainer. We're going to grade most valuable player of the team. We're gonna analyze the season from a whole.
Okay.
We're gonna come up with a grade for the season. What you think, from A to F. I don't know how they grade in German schools.
It's the same, 1 to 6. So same thing, but with letters in America.
Yep. We will grade the season. We'll talk about it. We'll do a wrap up, and we'll relive the best moments, the worst moments.
Oh, God.
And I think we'll have some fun with it, I think. And if we can get Terrence, or maybe even I'll ask him if he doesn't want to come on, if we can get another player that speaks decent English that would want to talk to YouTube, and get him in here, and I think it'll be a fun show. I already know that I'm considering this season a success.
Me too.
We're in the top 10. We started off really quick. We kind of fell off, but in the end, we're in the second league.
Absolutely.
And we will be there next year. Don't worry about it. We will be in the second league next year.
Yes, we will. And next year will be a tough one, but now let's celebrate the moment that we will be in the second league and just be happy that everything worked out so good for us.
That's right.
Okay, brother. Then thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for the, as always, awesome conversation. And I would say 3 points on Sunday. And see you in the block.
Let's finish it out on a positive note.
Yeah.
You guys are watching. If you got any questions or your grades, put them in the comments below.
Down below.
We'd like to hear from the fans and give us some stuff to talk about if we haven't thought of it. But love doing the show. It's been one hell of a year, man. We've had a lot of fun conversations. I'm glad that we've done this because
Me too.
It gives me a way to interact with a really good friend from my second home, and I get to talk about the club for a little bit and drink this stuff right here.
Okay, my brother. Absolutely perfect words to end this episode. And next time we're celebrating the 3 points on Sunday.
Yes, sir.
And
we will will it into existence.
Okay, brother. Thank you so much. Thank you guys for watching, and see you next time, and see you in the block.
See you in the block.
Prost.
Prost.